Yo, what's going on, y'all? This is Marcus Rosa, a.k.a. Mazuma TV, back at y'all with some more boxing talk, man. I hope everybody's having a blessed, beautiful, positive, productive day. I'm just chilling, enjoying this beautiful Philadelphia weather, man. I figured I'd tap in with y'all to just talk about what's going on in the boxing world. Subscribe to Mazuma TV, the home of boxing excellence. You feel what I'm saying? Let's talk about one of the most hated fighters, if not the most hated fighter in the entire sport of boxing, and probably one of the most hated fighters, you know, in these past few eras, to be honest with you, and that's Devin the Dream Haney. You feel what I'm saying? And we're going to talk about Ryan Garcia and all that, but I just want to specifically focus on Devin Haney and, you know, what fighters should do moving forward and what fans need to necessarily worry about. You feel what I'm saying? Because as always, these fucking boxing fans, these casual boxing fans, they worry about the wrong shit. You feel what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna lie to you. I've been peeping the bullshit that they've been on. These boxing fans, I've been peeping what they've been on. And that shit not cool at all, man. And one of the things that I've noticed is, you know, Devin Haney, who came off of a masterful display of boxing against Jose Ramirez, regardless of how the way you want to look at it. I know it might have not been the most entertaining thing to see, or, you know, Devin Haney could have did a lot more. Yes, we know that. But he still pitched a shutout. Like, Jose Ramirez couldn't touch this man. And even though Devin Haney didn't let his hands go to the extent that I wanted to see, every time he did let his hands go, he made his mark. You feel what I'm saying? But, you know, I'm seeing that Devin Haney's getting a lot more criticism than Ryan Garcia, the one who laid an egg, lost, hit the canvas, refused to let his hands go, gun shy, hesitant, scared. This is what I seen Ryan Garcia do in this fight with Rolly Romero. You know what I'm saying? And I'm seeing people criticize Ryan Garcia. Let's not, you know, get too carried away. I see it. But, you know, not to the level that Devin Haney is receiving criticism. And I think that's absolutely ridiculous, if we being honest. You know, Ryan Garcia wanted you to believe that performance enhancement drugs had nothing to do with his performance against Devin Haney. You know what I'm saying? That it was just him, the Austrian contaminated supplements, blah, 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 ashwagandha, all this bullshit. And people was just believing in him. They was believing him that Austrian had nothing to do with his performance. So he goes into this fight with Rolly Romero clean. You know what I'm saying? Real training camp. He's not drinking. He's not smoking. He's not partying. And all of a sudden, he didn't look as fast as he used to in comparison to his previous bout. He didn't look as fast. He didn't look as strong. His hook didn't have that much of an effect. His body looked different. But when we was calling it out, we was haters. But the performance speaks for itself. The Austrian wasn't there, so he wasn't able to perform at the level that he was supposed to, or at least what people thought he would. You feel me? But let's really assess Devin Haney's performance against Jose Ramirez, man, because I just want to talk about this. Like I said, it was disappointing from my point of view as a boxing coach, you know what I mean, as a former fighter myself. It was a disappointing performance from Devin Haney, not because, you know, he ran up, because I know he was capable of doing so much more than what he did in that boxing ring. You feel what I'm saying? I've seen so many openings that he could have, you know, took advantage of with Jose Ramirez. Hold on real quick. That's the train, y'all. But I've seen so many openings where Devin Haney could have really let his hands go, hurt Jose Ramirez, and how the way the punches looked like they had a lot of steam on them. He didn't throw a lot of punches, but the punches he did throw looked like they had some speed, had some velocity behind them. You feel what I'm saying? So, you know, it wasn't like physically he wasn't there. He was there, but you know, it was like he was taking the least amount of risk possible, and maybe that was just him just trying to get, you know, a secure victory so he could get that that Ryan Garcia rematch. You feel me? I understand it. I see what he was trying to do, but, you know, there was so many times where he had Jose Ramirez confused in there with the footwork. And, you know, I seen Devin Haney, I seen him stop at the drop of a dime and let his hands go and pop Jose Ramirez's head back. I'm like, bro, you could have kept that same style that you had with just a little bit more volume behind it. and you would have been absolutely fine. Like, trust your defense, man. You know, put your combinations together. Trust your jab. You got one of the best jabs in the sport, in the entire sport. Use it. You can neutralize Jose Ramirez. Jose Ramirez old. He's not who he used to be when he was unified champ at 140. You should have taken advantage of that and showed him that he didn't belong in there with you. And at the end of the day, you did prove that he didn't belong in there with you, but you could have really punished dude. You feel what I'm saying? That's why I was disappointed in Devin Haney. But regardless, man, I think the criticism is going the wrong way. I see Devin Haney getting criticized heavily. I see Ryan Garcia getting criticized a little bit. But where's the criticism for Jose Ramirez? You know, it takes two people to rumble. He could not find his way to Devin Haney. He could not cut the ring off to save his life. And I just said the same thing about Canelo with William Scope. Yeah, William Scope was making it really hard, you know, to engage, and he didn't really want to fight. Yeah, but where's this masterful cutting the ring off ability that Canelo Alvarez had in that fight? He looked old. He looked slow. Punches was predictable as hell. He missing them wide ass hooks and, you know, just about everything. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, how we criticizing Devin Haney, who won like a clear shutout, and Jose Ramirez, the man who barely landed a fucking punch, didn't have not one good moment in that fight, in my opinion. How isn't he receiving any criticism? Man, listen, we had to start holding these boxers accountable. Not just the Mexican boxers, just anybody who's facing out boxers. Y'all know what y'all getting into when y'all step in that ring. Y'all know the style that y'all going up against. So why don't y'all prepare accordingly so that, you know what I'm saying, when you face that style, you'll be able to neutralize that. That's the whole point of this boxing shit at a high level. And Andre Ward done said it multiple times. Whatever you're best at, I'm gonna take it away from you. If somebody has a good jab, you neutralize that jab. If somebody got a good right hand, you take away their right hand. If they got good footwork, take it away. You feel what I'm saying? If they're going to be aggressive, you box. If they box, you be aggressive. Like, you need to be well-versed in this shit in order to succeed at a high level and beat these credible guys. There's no way you just going to have one style, and then you just going to fucking just take off and, you know, just have it your way all the time. Bro, it don't work like that. Not in boxing. It's the most difficult sport in the world. You feel what I'm saying? So we need to stop acting like motherfuckers need to stop running. Why don't you stop making him run? You keep moving around the ring. Why don't you stop him from moving around the ring? Why don't you cut the ring off and force that motherfucker to fight? You feel me? Because I could already see it coming from a mile away. This dude, Shakur Stevenson, gonna put on a beautiful display of boxing against William Cepeda. Make him look average. Make him look like he wasn't a contender in the lightweight division in the first place. They're like, oh, Shakur was running. Oh, Shakur. Oh, man, look at Shakur. Huh. All right, but what's William Cepeda doing to stop that? Because it's an individual sport. It's not like, you know, anybody's responsible for his actions besides himself. It's all on you. It's all on you. So we need to start making these fighters that fall victim to these outboxers accountable. Criticize as much as you're going to criticize. If you don't like the outboxing style, that's cool. That's your prerogative as a boxing fan. If you like action-packed, come forward, pressure fighters, that's your prerogative. That's your right as a boxing fan to prefer what you prefer. But we need to start being objective, man. We need to start holding these flat-footed motherfuckers accountable. These niggas that have hella holes in their game, they need to be held accountable and told that they need to go back in the gym and improve. Because what y'all do is when y'all back these guys and don't criticize them, y'all enable them to just continue doing what they doing. Y'all enable them to not improve their game. You feel what I'm saying? Y'all enable them to not take accountability for their actions. You feel what I'm saying? So Canelo Alvarez, that motherfucker need to learn to cut off a boxing ring. Cause you think Terrence Crawford ain't gonna move? Jose Ramirez, he should have been knew what Devin Haney was gonna go. Like watching Devin Haney's fights, you know that he used lateral movement. You know he used his feet. You know he can use his feet for 12 rounds. He comes in that great a shape. Why didn't you take the initiative in training camp to spar guys with similar styles and just prepare for that? Like, I don't really understand, bro. The criticism, you know, is gonna come regardless, but is heavily leaning towards the side that won the fight instead of the guy who lost the fight. Makes absolutely zero sense. You feel what I'm saying? Ryan Garcia out here, you know, got his hands in his pocket, scared to throw with Rolly, because every time he threw something, Rolly was ready to fire on his ass. And you know what I'm saying? He proved that he an absolute bitch in there. Proved that the PEDs had something to do with his performance. Proved that he's not who people thought he was. I don't even know how the fuck they thought he was this elite level guy. This dude was a product of marketing and good matchmaking. Never proved himself. Never beat anybody notable. 2 big fights in his career. He cheated in one and quit in the other. Why is he getting this praise for being this big time fighter? I will never understand it, but you know, that's my 2 cents on the matter, man. I see people criticizing Devin Haney. It's absolutely ridiculous. If you're gonna criticize him, that's cool, but you know, y'all gotta keep the energy, you know, the same when, you know, their opponents fuck up or when their opponent's not capable of, you know, neutralizing them. You feel me? It is what it is. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this. This is Mazuma TV. Thank you very much for tuning in. I'm up out of here, man. Peace.